How you doing, guys? I'm gonna give it a minute and just let people kind of come in to do their thing. I'm not gonna be hanging around too long, but I just want to kind of go over what we're seeing. And what is going on in the markets and blah blah blah. Happy days, right? So just how you doing, Robert? Just type some stuff, let me know that you guys can hear me all right. Do you know what? Let me try something. I'm going to be a bit cheeky. There we go. I should bring the numbers in. Neil. Rheumatic tokens. What's happening? Awesome. Cool. Fantastic. All right, good. So again, just I'll give it another minute, and then we'll start rambling about the cryptocurrency market, which seems to be stressing everybody out, right? And obviously, if you guys got any questions, just throw them in the chat. We'll sort it out. And if you want to talk about rheumatic finance, that's fine as well. Gave me strong. Oh, I love it. Absolutely fantastic. Sorry, guys. I'm just laughing at Telegram. we do have a lot of fun. A lot of fun, to be fair. Just tell my daughter she's all right to make loads of noise. Hunter's sleeping. Yeah. Bitcoin could go to 28,000. Possible. Yep. Still on the cards. In fact, it's very much on the cards, actually. Can't see nothing here. Hoping for 20k. Neil's saying. Well, look. Let's just have a gander at the charts. Obviously, you guys have seen, I'm sure, the videos that I've been posting. You know, the updates and all that good stuff. And just to point out as well, because some cheeky little so-and-so was saying that I only had a nightcap, right? I don't. Under Armour. I've got about 50 hats, 50 caps. I just like that one because it's a bit more comfortable. Nice one, Addis. Thanks, man. Nice one, Shane. Thank you very much, sir. So, yeah, markets. Obviously, Bitcoin, you know, it took a bit of a tumble, and we were able to confirm, and this is important, right? We were able to confirm about here, yeah. So this week, so these 2 weeks just here. If you remember, in a video I was saying I'm 99% sure that this is, you know, a rally in this downtrend, right? And obviously it's continued. We've seen some follow through, pretty much absorb most of the liquidity that it's in at the moment, but it's showing almost no signs of relief. I mean, this is abysmal for you know, for Bitcoin that's so volatile. You know, it has a lot of trade. There's a lot of people engaging with Bitcoin on a daily basis. You would expect a 24-hour market, right, to at least find a bit more relief from this. And this is actually not a good thing, because there's a very short amount of, you know, I'd say it's mini capitulation, but nothing too untoward or nothing too exciting, nothing too exaggerated. But ultimately, this bounce right here is like really crap. It's not enough to get us out of this mess, basically. So one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to be grinding sideways for a little while, maybe touch top end at 36, but ultimately, unless this entire move is negated and neutralized by going above this high, we're likely to continue going lower, you know, towards that sort of 28. Now, if we go down to the 15-minute chart, which you guys don't really see me do live, you'll notice the run as it's absorbing liquidity as it's coming down, right? Look at the way it's absorbing liquidity, nice and controlled. Starts to accelerate a little bit here, then it gets messy, right? Then you have a little bit of a rally. So this point just here, and I don't normally talk about this stuff, but I'm gonna give you guys something to think about, right? So this point just here where you see that impulse to the upside, right there, okay, is where price had a chance to or at least it gave us an opportunity, right, to watch and be mindful after this move up. Yeah, and so we don't look at it at the moment. We look at it when it starts to move up. This was the precursor to it. So the drop, the run, and then this little bit of sideways action, very small pullback, takes out the lows just here, and then it really starts to go, right, relative to all of this. So just here, when we're looking at the moment here, we can say, right, this was our chance to see confirmation that price was going to get out of this liquidity pool and start to settle around about 34,000 and higher, between 34,000 and 36,000, right? That's obviously not happened. Instead, it's come all the way back down into this range, and then it's come all the way back down and almost nullified this move. Now, it is still possible that we start to run a little bit higher. My guess is that if this is going to happen, it's going to happen during the evening, right? So early hours of the morning between 1 and 5. And if it doesn't, then we're going to be waking up, I think, to either more slop like this, or potentially lower, around about sort of 30,000 and below. So definitely something to keep an eye on, definitely something to be watching. I don't really sleep that much anyway, so I like to check my phone about 60 times throughout the night. So I'll see this. I mean, obviously it's pointless if I see it and start tweeting and stuff. No one's really going to be kind of around. But having said that, definitely something we're paying attention to. Binance, again, pretty much the same. A little bit more capitulated in that move down, and is why, to be honest, where we were currently, well, the low of 288, and to be sitting at 324 is actually not too bad for Binance, to be honest. Ethereum showing way more strength than both of them, which is very good, showing a little bit of positive divergence. Well, not a little bit, quite a lot of positive divergence, which I'm not going to go into today. But this is a very good sign that Ethereum is going to be holding pretty strong. It would take an immense amount of downward pressure on Bitcoin to really start getting sort of Ethereum moving, especially with what we're seeing on the chart, and that it's just at the top of its liquidity pool. So that's fantastic. Great for us miners, right? And obviously this nightmare, right? So we'll go into this in a little bit of detail, but I just want to get back to the questions just in case anybody's asking anything. Right, so I'll go through the questions in a second. Give me one second. All right, guys, so I do have armor, Neil, actually. I'm joking. When you buy or want to invest, this is B guys asking, when you buy or want to invest in a Binance pegged token like RMTX or whatever, is it important where Binance is or BNB is, or is it just important to look at the token you invest in? It's important to look at Binance as well. The underlying value, okay, of a token or coin, right? We'll say token, right? Is the underlying value of that token, right, is based on the chain that it's on. So for example, if we take any token and say that's on the Ethereum chain, then we would focus on the Ethereum network strength or weakness to give value to that token. Now, obviously, we'll use RMTX as an example. RMTX is on the Binance Smart Chain, so obviously, and this is where people get a little bit messed up, right? Because they expect just because Binance is strong, Rematic should be strong, or just because Binance is weak, Rematic should be weak, right? It doesn't quite work like that. What it is, it's the total value of the Binance Smart Chain. So everything that's on the Binance Smart Chain, just as everything that's on the New York Stock Exchange, for example, should be a cumulative total value of what BNB is. But as with the stock market, we know that there's some stocks that are relatively, strong in a down market. We've got some stocks that are getting pounded when everything else is going up, and it's exactly the same with Binance. So look at Binance as, and this is for Binance related tokens, look at Binance as the overall parameter, right, for the strength of the Binance Smart Chain, and don't worry too much about whether or not it's strong or weak, because the token itself, if it's doing everything right, will weather the storm, will do well, and will ultimately show relative strength when Binance is weak, right? And obviously with the Binance Smart Chain, some tokens actually have the ability to be able to, and I don't want to use the word manipulate, but they're able to, through utility, through burns, through so on, to actually impact the price while BNB is going down. Yeah, so there's a lot of variables going on there. Why so low? Yeah, somebody's answered that, Stale. So Terra was very interesting. It was. I honestly believe that was a coordinated effort, you know, to cause problems, you know, on the stable coin. No, Shane, nothing yet, mate. The latest video, just so you know as well, if anybody asks me a question that's already been answered in a video, this is something that I'm going to be really, you know, really on point about, because I want everybody to make the effort and go and see. And I know obviously this is, I'm just, you know, I'm just being, I'm trying to get everybody all in the same place. So when the future updates come, and you know, those updates are going to be important. For example, I don't want, you know, 100 people running around online trying to find the answer to something that's all in one place. Yeah. So I put out an update today in the RFTX server, the Ramatic Finance Discord server. Everything will be posted in there, everything. The only time that I'll ever post anything outside of that, or any of the team will post anything outside of that Discord server, will be on the announcement channel, right, which is the Telegram announcement channel. It goes on there as well, because I know a lot of people have got their phones and they're out and about and everything else. But other than that, the answer to your question is actually in that video. But there hasn't been any dates or anything like that announced just yet. We're still in the process of doing some things. So go over to the Ramatic Finance Discord server, and you will see in the announcement channel that there are, or that there is a video. It's only about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes long, going through the latest details. RFTX is going absolutely awesome, Neil. Absolutely awesome. Interested in the 401k fund, however, that is for the USA. Nope. I'll explain in a second. Would there be any plans for a pension option in the UK, or is it just too difficult cross compliance? No, not at all. So basically, it's a tokenized. We've tokenized the concept of the 401k, right? And if you haven't seen the latest AMA, I did a short version of the AMA. So again, that's on the Ramatic YouTube channel. Yeah, there's you know, again, like I keep saying, we put a lot of time and effort and thought into this. You know, it wasn't just a haphazard. We decided to just kind of do something like a, you know, build a Lego house. Like we really put some time and effort into this. You know, we've got legal on this. You know, we're making sure that we're regulated. We're making sure that we're compliant. We're making sure that every I is dotted, every T is crossed. You know, this is serious stuff. So with the 401k, it's a tokenized concept. Yeah, so we've tokenized the concept of the, you know, the 401k in the USA, but you will be able to take advantage of that 401k tokenized concept, you know, by being in Ramatic Finance, regardless of wherever you are in the world, assuming you are not in a blacklisted country, which we will not do business with. Yeah, thanks, Robert. Like I said, you know, and I'm going to be, you know, like, and I say I because I'm on the live stream right now, but all of us, we are being very, very careful how this information is being presented to you for a lot of different reasons, but two specifically, right, that really stand out. The first one being, if everybody's in the same place, it is easier to get the information that you need, and everybody else will start directing anybody that needs any information to the Discord server. The other reason that we decided to do it this way is because we want to maintain, if everything is in one place, you drastically reduce the ability for scammers to take advantage of your project, right? There's a lot of things that we can do to make sure that people are safe. There's a lot of things that we can do to make sure people aren't getting, you know, scammed. For example, if we insist that the only official information will be released in the you know, Ramatic Finance Discord server, if anybody else says anything to you outside of that server, it's a scam, period. That's it. And as long as we maintain this and keep doing this and keep doing this, you know, then we're going to be okay. The other thing that I'm a big fan of is forcing people to actually go and find the information as well. Not because I'm being a bit, I don't want to sound like a, you know, I don't want to swear because I've got to keep changing settings on YouTube, right? But I don't want to be difficult, but I also want people to make the effort, you know, to to find the information when it's there. You know what I mean? And I know this is going to sound horrible what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I do not want to enable laziness. So if somebody messages me and says, you know, a particular question that I know has been answered, that's been answered 100 times, that we have gone out of our way to make the effort to put that information together succinctly in a nice way to make everybody's life easy, then I'm not going to make that one person's life easy. I'm going to say to them, go into the Discord server, you know, and find that information. Yeah, absolutely, Neil. So again, you know, it's not about being difficult. It's not about being annoying. It's just about, you know, promoting that healthy environment for people to go, you know, and find what they're looking for. What will be, from your point of view, more beneficial for long-term, opting into 401k or just staking? 401k, Bigar. Would or are you considering a CERTIC audit? Possibly, yeah. It wouldn't be straight away though, Neil. It would be something that we do later down the line. I had to mute all the other channels and just make it a point to hit Discords and TG 2-3 times a day max. Helps with my mental health too. Absolutely, Robert. You see, this is the other thing as well. You're welcome, Bigar. This is the other thing as well, is that it creates it creates a lot of animosity. It creates a lot of tension. It creates a lot of negativity. You know, and we ourselves, actually, this is interesting, because we, as the cryptocurrency community, actually hand over the keys to scammers, right, to abuse us and to, you know, wind us up and to send us messages and everything else. Why do we make it so easy for them? Like, we have the tools to stop all of this. We just have to be practical, and we've just got to use a bit of common sense. That's all. I'm not saying that these tools are invalid or they have no value. Of course they have value, but ultimately, why would I have a Discord chat, a Discord server, you know, a Telegram chat, a Telegram, you know, announcement channel, you know, 15 other sources, you know, where people can go and find information, a Reddit, like it's insane. You know, it's just too much. It's way too much, way too much. The amount of people that you will gain from all of these different sources, right, is simply not enough to warrant using 15 different communication channels. It makes absolutely no sense. Does the fact that you are keeping all things RFTX to Discord and Ramatic YouTube mean you won't be appearing on Todd Hart's CEO Corner? I'm not sure why that would make a difference, Adders. Me keeping everything on Discord and YouTube and so on, the things that I've just been saying, are about Ramatic's information flow, right? And about promoting healthy information, or at least promoting a healthy mindset, in the sense of separating that craziness that people have got going on, right? To just focus in one place and have everything in one place. In terms of me going on Todd Hart's CEO Corner, I don't know, that's down to him. That would just be him doing a live stream, I guess, and me being on it, so to speak. Yeah, I was on BBFT. That was fun. That was so relaxed. Okay, I think the sun is making me pink. Cool. I got to catch up with Bigar. Yep. Hey, Adders, hope you're well. Yep. Good vibes. Yep. Awesome. So let me talk about UST, right? Let me get back to the questions. Now, this is obviously insane, right? You know, one day everything's fine. We have a stable UST, and then today we look at the chart and we're like, wow, what just happened? Yeah. Now, when you think about the magnitude, yeah, and the immense amount of money that is backing the, you know, the UST or UST, right? You start thinking, okay, how is this even possible? How does this happen? You know, and more importantly, for me at least, why has it not affected the market more than it should have done? This is very interesting. So some may say, but it has affected the market. But actually, and this is what's so cool about all of this, Bitcoin was running lower and the market was bleeding before this happened, right? So it begs the question, this is an instant bang. Yeah, this is something that just happened out of the blue, that had absolutely nothing to do with the general market. So there has to be other factors in play. And the question is, are those factors that are in play, whatever they may be, or do they have the potential to make this worse? Yeah. And if they do have the potential to make this worse, what can we do? Because ultimately, it's all well and good staring at these charts and talking about all of this stuff, but what can we do to keep ourselves safe from things like this? Because when we think about it from a different perspective, stable coins are about as stable as they're supposed to be, right? And yet we're looking at this and it's like, wow, yeah, all the way down to 61, and now we're currently sitting at 90. I mean, this is insane. You would never expect a stable coin to do this, right? It's happened a few times, but it's not the norm. This isn't the norm, you know. So at the end of the day, we need to be able to make sure that when we're going through the process of analyzing when these things happen, is to take a step back, assess, look at our portfolios, immediately start to look at the general market, run through a checklist of things to do to make sure, first of all, that our portfolios are safe. Is there any action that we need to take? Is this affecting the overall market structure? Is this affecting the overall market in terms of the general market? Is it affecting any of the tokens or coins, you know, or positions that we have? And then we, again, it's not a question of damage control. It's a question of doing everything, you know, that you need to do to make sure that this isn't affecting you monetarily, but also from an energy standpoint. I look at the markets, okay, and to be honest, when all of this was happening, it didn't faze me in the slightest. I obviously had to answer questions, and I'm, you know, doing private messages, DMs, all the stuff that I normally do. But I was just like, yeah, it's going to go back, and that's that, right? Because you have to be able to take a step back and use your common sense. It's like, this wouldn't happen unless it was coordinated, unless this is very deliberate. Yeah, we can see this through the candles. I went through this in a recent video, but this is deliberate. This is something that didn't just happen out of the blue. The best way for me to explain that, I'm going to go back to the daily chart. So forget all of this, right? If this chart, the 15-minute chart, looked like this, like it does on the daily, then we can say something went wrong. Somebody flicked a switch by accident, somebody pressed a button by accident, something seriously went wrong. But when we drop down to the lower time frames and we start to see the structure of how all of this played out, that right there, that is not an accident. Okay, that is very well planned. That is coordinated, and as far as I'm concerned, you know, offers many insights into who profited, who made the most money, where that money goes, the inflows, outflows, and you can see it. You can see, I mean, what an insane arbitrage opportunity, right? Who stands to profit from something like this the most? And then you start to break these things down and take a look at, you know, the different variables, the different things that are going on, the different players that are part of the Terra ecosystem. You know, where is UST, right? Think of UST as a stain, right? As something that you can't get out of your shirt, right? So where is UST staining the market? You know, where is it effectively? You know, it's out there. UST is obviously in the marketplace. It's in a lot of different places. It's used for a lot of different things. And if you start to track all of these variables and start to look, like I said, where that stain of UST is, the bigger the stain, the best example I can give, or analogy in this case, the bigger the stain, obviously, the more people, you know, stand to lose. You know, and it's easier to be able to say that's where most of the money was going, or this is where most of the money went. These are the people that profited from it. These are the projects, you know, that could potentially, you know, have profited from it, and so on. And again, it's like basically just going through a storyline. Do you know what I mean? And trying to find the answers at the end of it all. Now, how does this affect us generally, right? In the broader, you know, broader market, for example. Like I said, it doesn't seem like that's happened. It seems like the market's still pretty cool. It seems like the market, you know, is just kind of doing its own thing on its own page. Just scroll back up. You know, the market's on its own page, doing its own thing. And Bitcoin, you know, is looking like it's probably just going to continue to bleed to 28. Whether this is, you know, going to get back to 1-to-1 or not, you know, which is effectively what I'm saying. But the way we react to these things is super important. Yeah, really important. We need to be able to make sure that we maintain, you know, a focused mind, and put ourselves in the right positions. You know, he was on BBFT. Will you meet me at Black's London Crypto Club London headquarters and new clubhouse? I could intro you to the guys. Yeah, Neil, it's something I'm working on. Obviously, I'm just super busy, man. That's all it is. But it's definitely something that I want to do. I'll call you in a few days, man. We'll see if we can sort something out. All right. I've got to catch up. Yep. Adders. Yep. Perhaps I can arrange the LSP meetup at RFTX party. Yeah. Listen, when all of that's in full swing, mate, that's on you. Yeah, you can be the DJ. Just thought it would get RFTX out to people as all. Yep, absolutely. Oh, sorry, Adders, you're talking about the CEO corner. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to reach out to him or to anybody. My focus is on what I'm doing. Obviously, if anybody reaches out to me, I'm more than happy to jump on streams. To be fair, when Gav messaged me and said, do you want to be on the distribution event? I was like, yeah, sign me up. I said, just send me a link and I'll be there. I'm always happy to do stuff like that. I love it, to be fair. Finally getting a chance to watch a live feed. Nice one, Andrew. Would it not be better for stable coins be backed by real money instead of speculative tokens? I mean, UST is backed by the US dollar, BGAR. So, in terms of coins being backed by real money, because it's on the Terra blockchain, right? Terra is different because it's an algorithmic stable coin. It's completely different to a normal stable coin, which is obviously what you're referring to. Now, here's the problem. Is the US dollar, or any currency really for that matter, while we're going through what we're going through in terms of inflation, the overprinting of money, the insanity that's happening around the world globally in terms of economic crises and so on and so forth, everything's going up, percentages are all over the place. Would it really make sense to look at, say, the US dollar, for example, and say, well, that's really safe? Yeah, I don't think the US dollar is safe. I don't think the pound's safe. I don't think any of these currencies are safe. There's only two currencies that I put my money in: the Swiss franc and the krona. That's it. They're the only two currencies that I'd ever put my money into, physically go out of my way to switch pounds to, the Swiss franc, for example, because it's solid. Yeah. And dare I say, if anything happens globally in terms of the monetary system, the Swiss franc above all currencies is the one that's probably going to hold its value better than most. UST is very interesting. Sorry if you can hear the sirens. UST. So to go back to your question, BGAR, would it be better for stable coins to be backed by real money instead of speculative tokens? There's a debate for both, because an algorithmic stable coin, if it's done properly, will be much stronger, than an actual currency. And this has been proven many times. UST is very interesting. Has to be something behind that move. Absolutely agree, Tim. It reminds me of some stock moves in early 2021. Yep, it does. LSP, a friend of mine is trading, and he showed me an account the other day with 50 billion in just for trading. Yeah, that'll be an institutional account, Neil. I was blown away. I know these accounts exist, but to see that entire fund was incredible. I've seen 32 billion. I've seen an account with 32 billion in it. A money transfer account, massive, absolutely massive. I was like, wow, that's like, wow. It's incredible, man. It's absolutely incredible. Rotex Mate 136. Have you seen? Yeah. Does that mean it's the end for Luna and UST? Absolutely not. How? Yeah, this will recover. It's not going to stay like this. Terra's huge, man. Terra's absolutely huge. And they handled this like a boss, to be fair. Just wondered your thoughts on Evergrow's NFT teaser the other day. It looks very good to me. Ashley, when you say NFT teaser, you're talking about the video that Sam posted, Ashley. Paul, what's happening, man? You okay? Ashley, you're talking about the video on Twitter. I'm going to assume you are while I'm waiting for you to answer. But basically, yeah, I thought it was good. Obviously, it's a functioning, I mean, a lot of people are like, it's photoshopped and this and that, which makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh. It's so stupid. I really like it. I think a lot of people don't truly understand the magnitude of an NFT marketplace. I know people reference OpenSea a lot, but like really reference OpenSea. Look at it, right? I mean, it's insane the amount of money that OpenSea generates. How many platforms out there are there, or should I say, how many platforms out there are like OpenSea? There isn't. There's just OpenSea. You have like a few NFT marketplaces here and there, but nothing like OpenSea. So if Luna Sky even takes a fraction of OpenSea's market share, do the math. I mean, it's insane, right? I have Luna Sky in front of me right now. Actually, nice one, Paul. So you better start typing, mate. And give us some insights. Why are the KR and Swiss francs so stable? Well, the Switzerland has no debt. That's the main reason. And obviously Switzerland is neutral. They hold more of the world's wealth for the world than any other country in the world. Have you heard of anyone working on a exchange for reflection token? Have you heard of anyone working on exchange for reflection tokens? Digi, Bitmart, and Binance can't figure out the tokenomics. Rematic, maybe. There are two people that I know personally. I'm just they're not working on exchanges or anything like that, but there's two people that I know personally who could probably work that out, like in terms of, you know, a major exchange like Binance or Bitmart, DigiFinex, whatever, doing the tokenomics. Because you've got to remember as well, let's take Binance into consideration, or Binance as the example. Binance has already established itself as an exchange, and it did that way before reflection tokens were even a thing, right? So at the time, unless they were forward thinking enough to think, okay, maybe someday there's going to be a type of token that taxes, you know, its holders, you know, on every buy, sell, or transfer, there would be no need to even consider that or putting anything like that into, you know, the exchange coding, for example. But as time evolves, you have a structure that's in place now that is going to take a lot longer to change, you know, and would have to be compartmentalized and done in pieces, and then put back together again in terms of having tokenomics put in exchange wide. Otherwise, what you're going to end up doing is having maybe, you know, outside protocols that are interacting with the exchange, right, to fix this reflection token problem, right, that's not on the exchange. And it may not be worth it for them, you know, in terms of monetary, you know, expense. Coinbase has one available in the US. Cool, Tim. If you're in my Discord, Tim, send me some details on that. Be interested to know. Hey, bro, just want to say thanks for all your content. Thank you very much, Wayne. Appreciate that, brother. NFT. Oh, right. Sorry, NFT. Yeah, sorry, Tim. I get what you're saying. In terms of an NFT marketplace. Yeah. Sorry, man. Good. You see, this is what I like. I like people to point it out. If I say something that's incorrect or say something that's not quite right, or you can help me with some of the information, throw it out there, definitely. Wi-Fi full tokenomics. Cool. What are your thoughts on Ratcoin? Just the name puts me off. I'm not even going to look at it. It's looking great. Let's get this baby out. Absolutely, Paul. Looking forward to it, man. Paul's referencing Lunar Sky. That is for those that are not reading the comments. A while ago, you predicted EGC might get to 200 at the end of the year. With the current climate, do you think that's still a possibility? Cheers. Yes, I do, Chris. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but in terms of liquidity, the math, the ranges, everything, it all lines up to equilibrium point, which is at 200. Now, whether that happens, you know, this year or whether it happens next year, I don't know. You know, and I'll say this openly: unless Evergrow Coin goes bankrupt, it's going back to 200. And you can quote me. Obviously, this is in video, so that's fine. Hey, LSP, always a pleasure to see your videos. If you already talked about it, I missed. Do you think Bitcoin is done going down, or you think it has more downside to come? I believe it could continue to bleed lower. So Bitcoin, let's use this chart. I believe it could continue lower to basically take out all of this. This is really what we're looking at. That's effectively it. Price just to kind of bleed into these areas, 28,000 or slightly lower. After that, it's 20,000 down here. But again, we'll see what the reaction is. We're not really seeing much of a rally from this recent down move. We're not really seeing any relief. We're not really seeing any momentum shift. So it just looks like it's just going to be a continued bleed, to be honest. And it will probably happen early hours of the morning if it happens. If it happens. Moonshot, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it, Paul. Sweet. Imminent verse, please. I don't know what that is. Imminent verse. Imminent verse. Let's take a look if there is actually something called imminent verse. Nope. Imminent verse versus eminent. Oh, this is going to get interesting. Versus transcendent, flipping it. I'm just checking to see if there's a crypto. The gateway into the metaverse. Cool. All right, here we go. All right. This looks interesting. 10% USDT rewards. That may not be a good idea right now. I'll take a look at this. And I'll say now, for disclosure's sake and transparency, there's absolutely no way that I'm going to be investing in anything like this. But you know, I'll take a look and I'll read through some of the bits. Let me just take a look at the tokenomics. 12% to team marketing influencer. That puts me off straight away. That makes me want to just go straight up to the X right there and just turn this off immediately, straight away. There should not be that much money going to team marketing and influencer in any way, shape, or form. Any project, sorry, and I'm sorry if there's any projects that are on now, you know, that have sort of high percentages for marketing and team and stuff like this, but and I know it's team marketing and influencer, but it doesn't matter. That's too general for me. 12% is way too high, and it makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, so that's just absolutely something that I wouldn't even be considering. And as far, I'm just going to do that. And that's how serious I'm about it. It shouldn't be that high. So sorry, Moonshot. I know you wanted me to go through that a little bit, but I just things like that really put me off. It's just a massive turn off for me. You know, having percentages that make no sense. You know, that are geared more towards things that, as far as I'm concerned, don't really have that much value. You look at marketing in this space, and unless it's done very clinically and methodically by somebody who knows what they're doing, it's almost a waste of time. You know, I'm speaking from experience. I know project owners, physical founders and owners who've reached out to me and said, I've tried this, I've spent 50, 60, 100 grand on this, it's not working, do you have any ideas? Yeah, so it's a complete waste. I think marketing has to be done in a very specific way, especially in the cryptocurrency space. But yeah, so I'm sorry I couldn't really spend more time on it for you. LSP, do you support any football teams? No, I'm not a football fan, to be honest. I enjoy watching the game here or there. I love the World Cup, obviously, and things like that, Euro Cup, but I'm not a football fan. Centralized exchanges do not liquidity pools. It's very difficult. Yeah, I know, Paul. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Fidelity offering a 401k Bitcoin option soon? I think it's fantastic. Anything to do with traditional funding, traditional mutual funds, traditional pensions and things like this, right, that are then kryptonized, if that's even a word, I think is great. It's absolutely brilliant for the crypto space. It creates more awareness, it creates mass adoption, it helps us in the DeFi space, and it accelerates mass adoption, basically. Start descending. Yeah, good to see you too, Alex, man. Yeah, I'm a machine, man. I'm a machine. Once I've done this one, I've got another 4 or 5. I'm going to be really. No, I'm just kidding, man. I'm going to go make a tea, and then I'm going to get back to my DMs, guys. I spend 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, in direct messages. You know, I enjoy it. I like it. As long as I'm helping, I don't care. If somebody's wasting my time, I'll just block them. LSP, any thoughts on RFTX maybe doing an NFT project down the line, launching Lunar Sky? Maybe. Evening LSP, evening Hunter. You're awake. Lovely. We were talking about you earlier as well. You're welcome, Lee. No problem. 12%. There you go. Paul's even saying it. 12% is insane, Paul. Paul knows. It's ridiculous. It's insane. Appreciate the regular videos during the bleed. Yep, Kurt, you notice obviously that I start ramping up the video output, you know, when things get a little bit crazy in the market. I like to keep people calm. And it's all from experience, guys. Trust me, I've sat in a crash. Yeah. I physically sat in the 2007, 2009, that period of time. I was physically in a stock when the Dow Jones dropped to 467 points. I think it was in like a split second. And I was like, what? And my balance just got decimated. I mean, I've felt that gut-wrenching feeling, you know. I've physically thrown up as well before. Trust me, I've been through all of this. So that's why I immediately jump on. I try to calm people down, try and keep everybody on an even keel. Doesn't mean I'm right about everything, but emotions play a huge role. Are you using TradingView or DEX tools for charting? For the majors, predominantly TradingView, and then obviously for things that are on the Binance Smart Chain, KuCoin and DEX tools. But if I'm going to be honest, DEX tools is slowly starting to become the go-to for me, for Binance Smart Chain projects, because KuCoin's, I don't know, they're not as good as they used to be. Way up to 383,000 insane APR. Waggy, what's up? I'm good, man. You? I hope you didn't buy into that one, lol. Yeah, let me just tell you something, guys, about these rebase tokens. When, not to mention any projects, but when the first major one was announced in my Discord, somebody mentioned it and said, what do you think to this? And I was like, complete nonsense. I don't know if rebase tokens are good, bad, left, right. It's irrelevant. You just got to do the math. Yeah. There is absolutely no way that any project, right, can produce that amount of APY sustainably. Maybe they can do it for one day, and that's why they can put it on their site and get away with it. But it's not something that's sustainable. Nobody's putting $1,000 into a project and walking away with $1 million by the end of the year. Do you have any idea how insane that is? It's hard enough, right, to get $1,000 to $2,000 by the end of the year, and that's if you're trading and adding to the balance as well yourself physically. People don't understand traditional finance. They don't understand math. They just see the number and they're like, wow. And then they just get sucked in, and then you've got, people talking about these projects and so on, pumping up the prices, da, 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 da. And then when you look at the chart, you're like, wow, it's just got decimated. And we forget that somebody was getting in when you were talking about it, right? So while it's going up, somebody's getting in. These people are piling into this because they believe it's the next best thing. And as they're piling in, all the people who are already got in pre-sale, all the people who got in on the whitelist and all this good stuff, they're selling into all of that. They take their profit, and I can guarantee you the majority of people that got into most of these rebase tokens are out and moved on to something else. How many times have we seen people jumping from one project to the next, to the next, to the next? People don't care. They don't care. They just want money. So we've got to be careful, guys. We've got to be really, really careful. Norway has more wealth, but it's their own money. Yep, absolutely. How? 100%, man. I don't think that's fantastic at all. I don't think that's fantastic at all for 401k Bitcoin. There are a lot of questions on how, based on what they have under assets. I disagree, Tim. I'll tell you why. Because depending on how that's set up, all these pension funds are really saying, and these 401ks are saying, is that we are giving you the option to have a portion of your 401k put into Bitcoin. Yeah. And then that's eventually going to spread out into DeFi. It's going to spread out into the cryptocurrency market. So it is the stepping stone that makes cryptocurrency mass adoption for pension funds, mutual funds, and so on quicker. This is not about whether or not there's questions based on assets under management. There's, what are they doing with those assets? What are they doing with those Bitcoins and so on? The real question is, are they able to take advantage of this situation and provide better value to those, who have 401ks? Now, obviously, let's be frank, Tim. If you look throughout history, Wall Street has decimated so many people's life savings, right? This was way before crypto, like way before crypto. This stuff has been happening for hundreds of years, right? Transfers of wealth, restart. Transfers of wealth, restart. All of these crashes and all of this crazy stuff, where do you think that money goes? Yeah, so for us, it's a question of basically getting mass adoption as quickly as we possibly can and positioning ourselves in places where we're able to offer products and services to, and I'm talking specifically about Rematic Finance now, products and services that are both regulated, compliant, to the masses in a way that is both safe, yeah, and brings money back into the cryptocurrency market, which is the ultimate goal. We want outside money coming into the cryptocurrency market, so we're not getting this saturated money going round and round and round in circles, because it's not doing us all any favors. I'll make a tea for you. Oh, she's so sweet. Do you feel a major marketing campaign during a time when there is little money coming in smart, or would the timing not be better after confirmation new money is flowing in? Both. I think the first focus should be on working outside the cryptocurrency market, and then start to bring that back into the cryptocurrency market, but it has to start with education first. If I go out and start knocking on doors and saying, guys, you want to get involved in cryptocurrency, they're going to be like, you know. But if I say to people, slowly start working on people, have a conversation when you're out and about, you're talking, bang, you mention crypto, you throw it in there slowly, and then eventually what happens is people become curious, they start to understand a little bit more, they start to get educated, they start to read and so on, and then they start to realize that the feeling of cryptocurrency is risky, it's dangerous, it's only used for nefarious purposes and so on, starts to slowly dissipate as they realize that it's none of those things, and then they start to bring money into the market. The other thing is as well, we need to be focused on big money, big institutions, and that's coming. A lot of stuff going on. Sorry, this is going to get really bright, guys, just for a second, and then it goes off. There we go, that's a little bit better. Sweet, I've got a lot of questions tonight. This is awesome. 60 people, nice. Why am I pink? Let's have a look. Coffee, yeah. Huge APY on their own token. There will be a few lucky ones when MCAP is good, then pennies for the others. Absolutely, Adders. Yep. The problem is as well, people won't realize this until later down the line. It won't happen straight away, it happens later. Yeah, you're welcome, Alan. No problem, man. No problem. I'm going to be doing market updates from morning till noon, to be fair. From morning till evening. Sorry, I've got to turn this off. It's making me a bit weird. So yeah, I'll be dropping constant videos. Spread the word, guys, man. Just keep spreading the word. I believe that the content that we as a community are putting out, both in the Discord, the videos that I do, the way that we are engaging with other people, is really important. I really stand by it, what I'm saying. Crypto hot potato, yeah, man. Absolutely. Move to Everchart. Move to Everchart. Is that a service? Oh, yeah, I know who Everchart are. What am I talking about? I've used these before. Yeah, I'm sure I know what Everchart is. If it's the same thing that I'm thinking about. Yeah, I think I've used Everchart before. I'm going to leave that up. I'm actually, it just reminded me of something, something else. Nice one. Let me get rid of this. Let me put the chart of, let's do something different, guys. Yeah, let me put the dollar up, just for nostalgia's sake. I say nostalgia, but I use this daily. I'm always looking at the dollar index to time my euro trades. Right, sorry, let's get back to the questions. Appreciate the knowledge you passed down, LSP. A lot of us here would be vomiting otherwise. We know it all, Pat. No problem, Adders, to be fair. It all comes from experience, man. No moon. No moons, Neil. No moons, man. 15 to 30% annual gains were damn good 10 years ago. Yes, they were insane 10 years ago, Animal. Again, not a lot of people realize that there were only a handful of hedge funds that were actually beating the S&P, 10, 15, 20 years ago. I know it's a big if, but if BTC or Bitcoin drops to 20K, could you see a bear market going into 2023? It is a possibility, but for there to be, and we'll say it like this, for there to be an immense crash, globally, right? Cryptocurrency will bounce back faster than any other market, right? It just will by mechanics. It just has to happen that way. But I think things are very tentative right now. I think gold's going to play a huge role in what's to come. There's a lot of variables to take into consideration. I think if we position ourselves, and I maintain what I'm going to say, if we position ourselves in projects that are focused on utility outside of the cryptocurrency market, I'm not saying anything new, I've said this ad infinitum, right? Then I think we'll be okay. Utilities that are focused solely on the cryptocurrency market and generating currency, wealth, revenue, and so on from the cryptocurrency market, I genuinely believe will suffer greatly. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. There's not enough money in this space, to maintain a healthy ecosystem. We need more money coming into this space. It's got to come from outside. EGC is where are we? Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm just all right. EGC Tactical Power 88 is saying EGC is definitely in the red right now. It's getting to be do or die time for them. I don't think so. I think it's very simple. I think the chart is reflecting investor mentality. Yeah. Not to say that people, are wrong or right, nothing to do with any of that, but I think the chart is reflecting psychology. It's not reflecting the strength of Evergrow coin. That's the best way to put it. 20% of the assets under management is more than the market cap for Bitcoin. I'm not sure what you mean, Tim. If you're saying about the actual money that they're allocating to 401ks or 20% of that, assets under management more than the market cap for Bitcoin, you're gonna have to clarify, Tim. And if you don't get the answers that you're looking for tonight, jump into my Discord and we'll carry it on in there later. Yield node sys1. I would like to show you LSP. I love my node projects. Yeah, I do, mate. This is a master node project giving out APY each month shared across the investment. Yeah, man. Send a link in the private channels. I'll have a look. A quick look at Luna, yeah, man. No problem, how? Whoa, okay, that's pretty aggressive. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, so, I mean, there's not really much we can do with this, right? In terms of analysis, in terms of, liquidity, in terms of pickups, deal offs, liquidity flows. This is just a very aggressive drop, over the course of 2-3 weeks. And this may, just looking at this, may continue. It's a bit hard to gauge. Let me see. I want to see something. All right, so let me see. So it will be there, basically. So this may drop as low as 17, maybe to 14, if it continues. Yeah, and it looks like that could very well be the case. If it does drop, that's where it will go. If it continues, that's where it will go. And then if it really falls out of bed, it's coming down here. But for now, I think obviously this is this is a direct impact of what's going on, with UST. But yeah, that's pretty aggressive, man. In terms of upside, this hasn't even capitulated yet. It did that last portion just here, but then look at what happened. It dropped aggressively, and then you had a little bit of a run to the upside. Okay, today, try and retrace some of this movement, and then it's just continued to reverse that and continue back down to the downside. So my guess is we're going to see 20 and lower on Luna. Which would make sense as well because there's liquidity building up under here as well. So, and there's a pretty large imbalance where I've made a reference. So, yeah, keep an eye on this one. Be careful with Luna. So let's go back to 20%. Neil, can you perform today? Nice one, Neil. I don't disagree that Wall Street isn't an issue. I'm happy with the Secure Act 2.0 as it will continue to fund the market as the Fed contracts. It seems very convenient typing. Everything's convenient typing, Tim. Nothing is done without purpose. Yeah, and that purpose is generally to put money into the pockets of those who already have it. Mr. Who ALSP, thank you for all the content of your Discord and YouTube videos. You are very welcome, Mr. Who. Have you heard of EMP and E-shares? What do you think of it? EMP and E-shares? I don't know. I've not heard of them. What is it? A brokerage? Automated liquidity cap table management tool. It's a bit of a mouthful. So leading digital asset management marketplace technology companies join the thousands of tech-focused companies utilizing eShares.com. I can tell you straight away, without me even going into this more, that I'm going to leave this on the browser. I'm going to look into this. I've just seen something that's very, very interesting. Yeah, I'm going to look into that. In terms of what do I think, first initial thoughts, interesting. Yeah, interesting. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. That was a question I'm interested in, the effects of a global recession on crypto price. Yeah, you know what, Hunter, what we'll do, we'll jump on a private sometime, but we've got to sort it out. Yeah, so if we can sort it out at some point this week, maybe tomorrow's, maybe not Thursday, I've got the smart talk, maybe on a Friday we just jump on a call for half an hour, all of us just jump on and just have a chat, kind of go through a lot of these things. Anybody here that entered the market before 2017? I did, but I don't know if there's anybody else that did. How will the regulations on stablecoins affect the reflection tokens getting rewards in BUSD, etc.? I don't think it's going to affect the rewards. I just think that those rewards will probably be taxed. They'll find a way to tax them. Because the reflection, a reflection token by definition is a reflection token. There's nothing wrong with a reflection token reflecting in a stable coin. The issue is, what is that stable coin classed at? Classed as in your local, based on your local laws, right? That's the problem. And obviously that's not going to last very long. They'll find a way to really plug that hole very quickly, right? In my personal opinion, BTC falling under the previous all-time high of 19.6 would set a new precedent in the cycle. It's never happened where the low after a bull run has fallen under the previous all-time high. Yeah, maybe animal, which would line up with 20,000, which, to be fair, what I'm going to say now is going to sound really cocky, and it's really not meant to sound like that, but somebody reminded me that I actually called 20,000 in January last year. You can't hide liquidity. You can't hide the math. Yeah, you just can't. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says to me. You simply cannot hide this on a chart. You can't. This is why it's easy to predict. If you know what you're looking for. Luna, we've just done that. How? No worries, Kurt. You're welcome. Yeah, I had plenty of not going to happen arguments 4 months ago saying BTC was going to see 28. Yeah, man. Yeah, we hear it. We hear this all the time. I've still got people texting me saying, do you still think Bitcoin's going to 100,000? I'm like, what market are you looking at? A simulation? Like, first time here, love your content. What should we expect to happen in the next days in regards to BTC and Ethereum? Just be careful. I think we'll continue to either grind sideways for a little bit, or just continue to bleed lower. I think Ethereum, of the two, Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think Ethereum is the one that's probably going to maintain more strength. Let me just do something, guys. I want to try something. I'm at that point now where it's starting to get a little bit dark and I need to just sort the lighting out. There we go. That's much better. All right, sweet. I'm going to answer these last few questions and then I'm going to shoot off because it's been over an hour. Yeah, no worries, Hunter. Yep, let's do it, Anchor. Have you heard of Masterworks? I haven't, Neil. I haven't. Masterworks. Masterworks. I'm guessing it's IO, this one. Learn to invest in fine arts. Ah, Bansky's. Interesting. I will leave this one up as well because that is a very interesting concept. I tell you where there's a lot of money, guys, and this is something that I'm not considering doing, so I don't mind sharing the idea. Watches. Yeah. Watches, NFTs, escrow. I'll let you guys work. I'll let you guys do something with that. If anybody wants to do anything with that. Luxury watches, obviously, of course, Rolexes, Pateks, all that sort of good stuff. Forever bear market, yeah. Sweet. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Really happy with the turnout. Hope I helped. I hope there's been some informative information. If you're not already in the Rematic Finance Discord server, make sure that you are in there. There will be updates coming, as we continue on our journey to launch. All right. Yeah, that's the way to do it, Neil. Dubai. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I hope everyone's had an absolutely awesome evening, and I will catch up with you in about 10 minutes in Discord. All right, guys, take it easy, man. Ciao, ciao.